This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity. I'm exploring the library.
My eyes are peeled.
Fine.
And we've learned for the fourth time that spiders have taken up residence in there. Okay. This map shows the Deerwood's old colonial borders. A settlement called New Dunreed is marked in the place of present-day Defiance Bay. Yeah, I knew that Defiance Bay had used to be called that. Wait, is that it? That's all that's in here? In the library? Okay. Place looks like it used to be a pretty awesome library. All kinds of scrolls. You know, all these bookshelves. Pretty neat, but now all they got is shadows and spiders and dust. Oh my. Right. So that leaves. Looked in there, that empty chest. That leaves this way, and of course the stairs up. What is this all about over here? Oh boy. There's my little soldier.
There's my little soldier.
Mother. Oh, I can talk to her. Okay, what do you got to say, Ghost Mom?
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
Shuck these peas. Okay, I don't shuck peas. First of all, I especially don't shuck ghost peas. As you draw nearer, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back and she tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant, hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. A frail smile descends like a veil over her face. She's an elven woman that shucks peas, huh? She hasn't really done well with her life. Mistakes have been made. She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up strong and be a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye. I'm gonna say nothing again.
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
It's a good question, Tetsuo. I know you shuck corn, definitely, but peas? I never really heard of peas being shucked, but this is a fantasy world, and, you know, maybe elves, maybe you shuck elven peas. You know, having some delicious elf pea soup, or something. Her voice rises and falls as she bends over the basket. There are lots of wicked people. She sighs, a spectral strand of hair fluttering. She snaps off a show with a torn fingernail. Torn fingernail? Oh. Apparently, elven pea shucking is a rough job. She crushes another husk between finger and thumb. Oh. Thank you, Ingrid. I'm glad you think so. Remind me what happened to... Oh, no. That's me. Do I want to say something to her, or do I want to just leave her alone? Well, I suppose I'm a curious sort. Remind me what happened to, my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
Ah, yeah, I've heard about this. Settlers came in, defiling the sacred sites and basically messing stuff up. Brittle smile snaps, but she isn't happy about the Glanfathans defending their land. Apparently, she's like many colonists who cross oceans to new lands, just wishes those damn indigenous people would shut the hell up and be good little slaves. Unfortunately, the Glanfathans don't see it that way. A pod slips out of her grasp and she jabs the side of her finger with a jagged thumbnail. She needs to probably... I mean, it sounded like their biggest problem was they built this huge keep and they didn't even have, like, a manicurist. So... when I take over, that's going to be the first thing I do. I'm just like, hey. They're like, do you want to hire, some guards and stuff? No, get a manicurist. We've plainly seen from the visions of the past that people had horrible nails. And that's not how it's going to be here at Cadnua under my rule. It's priorities. She says nothing as the skin slowly turns from white to red. Yeah, they came into your villages and killed many people because you came to their continent and killed many people. I mean, you gotta really think about it fairly here. He was one of the people the Glanfathans killed? That's what I said. Her voice is low and hoarse. That's what I said. And her hand is frozen over the basket. Something dark and empty clouds over her eyes. My voice is not beautiful. I sound ridiculous and dumb. But thanks.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
She drops the basket and turns away, dabbing at her face with the corner of her apron. She stares at the trickle of blood on her finger. I don't know if really becoming a soldier to, quote, avenge is exactly the best motivation. I think it's entirely questionable whether or not that woman's children came out alright. Okay, so I can go down some stairs here. Or I can go up some stairs here. For some reason, I'm feeling up as a first choice.
Laying low.
I would love to experience the game in a different language. Can I play this in, like, I don't know, Serbian? Cyrillic Serbian, though. I don't want this nonsense. It feels as if cobwebs are the only things holding this rickety old mess together. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? This place is trashed. This place looks like that woman's fingernails. Something has made a nest out of old straw and mattress ticking. 404 not found. Up is nothing, down is where the wild things are. Did Maurice Sendak write a book about the basement of this place? Yeah. I just dropped Maurice Sendak's name up in here. Wow, there really is nothing up here. You weren't kidding. There's legit nothing up here. No hidden things. No stupid ghosts popping up to, like, act up with me. Not even getting any, like, ghost sass on this floor. Okay, well, now I know. I suppose there's only one place to go. I suppose all there's left to do is descend into the depths, the bowels of the earth. I'm sure it's perfectly safe down here. The silver trails of slugs gleam inside the barrels. Mmm, slug barrels. This is where the cool stuff is. Oh, look. Oh, nice. Ivory spinners. Well, now we're gonna have fun. Let me guess. There are approximately 10 trillion spiders down here.
Well, I'll take care of it.
And much to my great surprise, there are approximately 10 trillion spiders down here. Okay, that's an appropriate number of spiders. How many? Oh, there's some more. Cool, cool. I was hoping maybe... I was worried that we were only going to have to fight these 20. Oh, cool. I keep finding more the further I go. This is great. Oh, here's some bigger ones, too. The actual fuck. This is... I've wandered into some sort of spider prison. Gonna get... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, don't get detected. Do not get detected. We are not starting this fight off right if you get detected. Come on back. Come on back. Okay, hold on. What's over here? Oh shit. Run away! Hurry, buddy. That isn't the fighter. Run back here. If you are the fighter, run up here. Like, you know, like you really want to start some shit with these things. Like, hey, look at me. I'm just a lone guy. There's certainly nobody behind me that anyone would want to attack. Meanwhile...
What?
Durance, I'm gonna need you to interdict some stuff.
Yes.
And light him up.
Hi?
Yeah.
Yes?
Huh?
Okay, make it happen.
So much for you.
How may I help?
Why do you have to stand so close? What were they thinking when they made the range of this thing 5 meters? Like, every time it makes the wizard, like, run all up into Crazy Town, like... You are not a battle mage, sir. Although your nails are impeccable, I'll give you that.
So much for you.
Hey.
Alright, what are we knocking down? This guy. Rogue.
Well,
Dazed. He's double dazed, apparently.
I?
what is it?
Eh?
Fuck it. Just mind blades everybody.
Following your lead.
Oh, I have 3. Okay, well this is about to be over. Thrice was she avenged. No, thrice was she wronged, and thrice justly avenged. I dedicate this song to you. Never met a nail clipper she liked lady upstairs. That was not really the cleverest thing I've ever said, I'm not gonna lie.
Where is it?
They're still alive?
What?
Just everybody kill that thing. Well, I'm really happy that only these came and not like the entire other 100 dudes in here. Good sir, I shall have you know that he can be a battle mage if he wishes so, says Dielamir. Well, no, not really. He really can't.
All right. How may I help?
But like, he could be the first
Yes.
cosmetologist archmage in the land.
See
Right.
what
then.
lies this way.
Yes.
Seriously, you're getting fatigued already? Man. Ooh, spear spider leg. Alright, let's
I'll take care of it. What is it?
Huh?
Yes? Answer.
Hey.
Following your lead.
I?
But on your word.
Hey.
Whoa, whoa, somebody's going rogue
How may I
here.
help?
Where are you going, buddy? Oh, he's just trying to get around behind the... Alright, that's
Hi.
fine. That's cool. Let me get out of your way. Oh, see, this one's coming from my... I really love the feature that when you mouse over an enemy, it will show you who their target is. Like, we know now that these two are coming after him, because, so, like, that's not very nice, first of all, and second of all... Alright, I need you to Grimoire Slam this guy, then. Alright, what are we doing? Let's see... Boop.
I?
Well,
Following your lead.
Huh?
Did the Grimoire Slam hit? It did, but I don't think it... Wow, he hit really hard, too. It didn't push him. Well, maybe it pushed him a little, because he's not engaged.
Yes.
I have them.
Now we got this jackass coming at me.
Yes.
On your word.
Yes.
Aye?
Shouts loudly at disagreements. Oh, Ingrid. Oh, pouts loudly, right. You are the one who pouts audibly. It's funny.
What?
Durance, why don't you go ahead and get your gun back
Yeah.
out? You can switch back to your other arbalest and reload it. With a whole lot of turning of cranks and so forth.
Nice and quiet.
The silver... Oh yeah, we read about that already.
Of course.
Well, this isn't so bad. You know what? You know what's a cool thing to find when you're sneaking around in places like this? Pillars of Eternity? Hidden stuff. Just saying. Just hint, 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 hint. I like hidden stuff. I like hidden stuff. Fine. You're waiting with bated breath for the next room. Hugh. It's probably gonna be a really fun room, is what you're suggesting to me, right? Like, there might be some, like, snuggle bears and, like, unicorns and... Okay. This looks easy enough. I don't even think I'm gonna mess around with any pulling. I'm just gonna send the fighter straight ahead and let him, like, piss people off.
Hey.
I want you
On.
to knock this bigger spider down. I
What?
want you to interdict some things. No, don't cast it on him.
How may I help?
I want you to move some friggin' reasonable and then do your thing.
Yeah.
Phantom Foes!
How may I help?
What is it?
Hey. Yes.
Wow. My Phantom Blade jumped all the way over there. I didn't think it would jump that far. Alright, that's cool. Bring him.
What? Following your lead.
I have 3 phrases, which means it's time to shock up a bunch of spiders.
Yes.
How may I help?
On your word.
How may I help?
Eh?
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
Now we have a commander.
All right, then.
Now we have 2 people fatigued.
Eh?
How may I help?
Yes.
What?
Reloading time.
Yeah. No problem. Quickly and quietly.
Could be hidden stuff in here. You still have time to not disappoint me. Yes, you're basically like a Jedi, Ingrid. You're basically just like a Jedi. Now you just have to build your own lightsaber and you are set. Hold on. Searching. The cot is rough with splinters. Well, that doesn't sound like a very comfortable bed. Listen, these people may be our prisoners, and by people I mean spiders, but that doesn't mean they have to sleep on splinter cots. After I hire a really good manicurist for the castle, I'm gonna hire like a, you know, interior decorator who specializes in correctional facilities. Subterranean correctional facilities, of course. Alright, we're gonna just quick save. And we're gonna have a chat with this ghost commander. A spectral man arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through it to the ducal and Adir insignias on his breastplate. He seems to read over the page several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch.
Dozen barrels of pitch? What are they gonna light on fire? Or maybe that's the commander that like came and attacked this place and lit it on fire. I don't know. Splinter is coming, yes. Of course it is. Okay, I'm gonna listen.
The instructions come from Admeth Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out. Or let them blaze if they won't.
Oh, so this is talking about the beginning of the War of Black Trees. Which Admeth Hadret won for the Adirans by burning down crap loads of the forest, and then they just slaughtered all of the Glanfathan indigenous people that lived in those forests. This ghost guy obviously worked for the winning side.
It'll make this even shorter than the Broken Stone War, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts.
Spoiler alert, buddy. It didn't.
I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport. Bareth will have his work cut out for him tonight.
You feel nothing when his hand drops to your shoulder. Okay, well at least, there's some humanity here. I mean, he doesn't seem super thrilled about having to do this. And now he's gone.
Hello.
Don't you ghost vanish on me. I went in here. Yeah, that's this one. Oh, good. I get a whole separate room, a whole separate map. Should I rest? We got a couple people tired. We've got low health on this one. Then again, we've used up hardly any spells, so I'm kind of loath to rest when we have so many spells left. I'm just gonna quick save and go ahead, and if we get completely owned on the next map, then I guess we'll reload the game and rest. That's what I'm talking about. Look, that head, that giant head is like... Although, looking at that head in that picture... Quest updated, okay. Looking at that head in that picture, it didn't look like it was to scale the right size with the size of the fingers that were sticking up out of the ground, but then again, that's just an artist's whatever and whatever. Inside the keep, I found a spirit entombed within the throne that sits in the great hall. She has opened the way down into the depths of the keep in the hopes that I might find Merwald somewhere below. Really? That's all it said? Like, I knew that before I came down these stairs. Why did that just update to that? Like, okay. Endless Paths of Odd Nua, level 1. Map discovered. Okay, level 1. Out of 15.
Of course.
We'll take those farmers by surprise.
Oh, that's a Glanfathan. You can tell by all the, like, barbaric-looking stuff he's wearing.
Most time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounded up the rest of the party now.
This guy sounds really pleased about this whole situation. An elven man turns to face you. His cheeks, his forearms, and the cartilage of his long, pointed ears are smeared with indigo and blue paints. He grins wickedly beneath a thatch of wild hair. So he is relishing the idea of murdering some settlers. Well, they deserve it. I mean, they did knock over one of your rocks, so butcher them all. And don't think you should spare those kids, because they're going to grow up to be rock knockers overs too. You might as well, I don't care how young they are. You got a spear, use that thing. Just saying. Just saying. Future state of rocks standing up depends on you.
Worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you'd gotten the rest of the clan riled up. No one once had said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
I'm trying to remember where I've heard this guy's voice before, because it's extremely familiar to me. And I don't remember, but a game I've played relatively recently had that guy's voice. And I don't remember now. His phantasmal fist sails through your shoulder. Don't worry, everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Nine Claws. So, okay, the Nine Claws is a tribe of Glanfathans. Got it. I don't even remember how he pronounced this. That's like, I don't... An I with a caret over it instead of a dot is not a reasonable letter. The Rio? The Rio? The Rio? The ragged stripes of paint on his face twist as he laughs. You may not like them, but they're still our elders, for now. A dead gray tooth peers from between his lips. It peers? That was clever, drawing the support of the community first. By the time you approached the Rio, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join their ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight. He laughs. Yeah, that's funny. That is a hilarious thing to joke about. Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy, everything will be cool as long as you don't have a sucking chest wound and lie there in a fucking pile of your own piss and shit, choking and crying like a little boy while air whistles in and out of the undulating hole in your chest, and as you try to hold it closed so that you can breathe. As long as that doesn't happen, everything's gonna be lulls.
Tribes need more leaders like you. Women who value deeds over words.
The ghostly warrior gives you a long, covetous look. His semi-transparent eyes blaze as they crawl over you. He reaches toward your cheek, but stops midway, his splayed fingers quivering as a tremor of doubt runs through him. I'm ready for this. I am romancing the Ghost Raider. Let's do this. My fingers are quivering as well, Ghost Raider.
Right. We were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all.
He drops his hand to his side instead, drawing a notched blade from his belt. Alright, fine, be that way. The thing is, Bunny, the invaders will not learn to leave us alone once and for all. That's not what these people do. They're an empire. They're expansionistic. They don't leave you alone. They just send more stuff until they subjugate you. But, you know, whatever. How'd that work out for you? Oh, I see, you're a ghost. So I'm assuming not so well.
Keeping an eye out.
Okay. Wow. Ooh, goodies. Enemy spotted. No, 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 not beetles. Oh my god, the beetles are so hard in this game. And I got sword. That's a cool name for a sword. Sword. Let's just slow our roll on the beetle. I can pick that, no probs. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got cutscene.
No. Keep away from us. Leave us!
Alright. I love this guy already. He looks all dodgy. He's referring to himself as us. Yeah, this is gonna work out well. This is him, by the way. A large, liver-spotted man, barrel-chested and paunchy, cowers in the far corner of the room, his white hair a tangled, stringy mess. He covers his face and chest with trembling hands, unable to look in your direction. That's pretty much the description you would get if you walked in and saw me. Like, if you found me in my apartment, I would be cowering in the far corner of the room. I mean, my hair isn't really white, but, you know, let's not get hung up on details. It's definitely a tangled, stringy mess, though, and yeah, so this guy's pretty much me in the game. Winning by domination, I like the sound of that. Yeah, I think it's overrated. Usually doesn't really lead to long-term winning. Okay, let's see what he's gonna do. This crazy guy.
Maybe we should come back later?
Dare. Dare. Is this a bad time? Like, this seems awkward. Do you want us to come back tomorrow? I mean, you can kind of get cleaned up, you know, become sane and stuff. Are you Merwald? He looks up over his hand, the muscles around his eyes twitching. You mean his orbicularis oculi? And begins whispering to himself in sharp hisses, as though having an argument. Okay, Gollum / Merwald. All at once, he stops shaking, a sudden calmness falling over him. His head tilts forward slightly, and he looks you dead in the eye, like a cornered animal about to pounce. His voice turns suddenly raspy. This conversation takes absolutely forever. Well, think of how long, if it took, like, you or normal people forever, think of how long it's going to take me. Because you know everything takes me like 5 times as long as anyone else.
Mayor Wald isn't here, and he isn't fooled. He has sent for no callers. Be gone, deceiving spirit.
Going for the straightforward answer. I'm a watcher. I met a woman in Gilded Vale who thought you could help me.
Mayor Wald will speak with you, but you will maintain your distance, or you'll have me to answer to.
The old man turns his body away and has another muttered, sputtering argument facing the wall. That's what I would be doing if you were in my apartment too. When he turns back towards you, he has taken a confident stance, and his chest is puffed out like a soldier's. A new strength enters his voice. Okay, so we get to talk to him, apparently.
To speak to Mayor Wald? Mayor Wald, whose touch is poison? Mayor Wald, who knows not his effect?
Merwald seems to have some self-esteem issues. You've got to love yourself first, Merwald. The man's posture folds, and the hands he'd held strongly at his sides a moment ago resume their original tremors. His voice is feeble and tentative. Okay, I'm calling it right now. This guy's awakened. He's got an awakened spirit in him. Remember we learned about this? I say remember this because I don't know who here was actually here when we learned about this. Where if like it's called being awakened, where like one of their past lives can remember itself and like kind of like takes over them or something. Because that's what it's sounding like. Either that or he's just possessed, but we actually haven't heard anything about possession as a thing in this world. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get into character. I was told I am a watcher, and that you could tell me more about it. And about a tablet of some worth after that. Once you two are finished, of course. Shut up, Kana.
A window. Window to the ether, where spirits dwell. Hear and reach into it. Speak and listen through it. A watcher sees souls, reads them, knows their pasts, souls of the living, souls of the dead, an empath, and the souls see them back. Used it to help beings in both realms, did I. What the gods wanted of me, thought I.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
The gods put me in the world for vengeance, and I obliged.
With a quick spasm, his shoulders straighten and his voice becomes strong. How many of you are in there?
It was the gods' wishes that we protect those lands. My way was the only way to remove the foreigners.
He tilts his head forward, glowering at you, and his voice is raspy. So whatever his other spirit that's in him, or his past life that's awakened in him or whatever, was obviously a Glanfathan, who was one of the ones that fought against, you know, the Adirans that were coming to burn everything down. Oh my god, am I getting raided? Is that a thing? I've never been raided before. Is this you, Old Man Blue? Did you just bring some people over from your channel? Because that's awesome if so. Thank you. Wow. Old Man Blue is the coolest. Everybody go follow him. Happy to be my first. Yeah. You just popped my raid cherry. You were right. It only hurt for a little while. It didn't really hurt at all. Oh my god. Mad viewers. Just went up by 4. Or by 6. Wow. Cutest puppy raid. Why is it cutest puppy raid? Do you have a cute puppy? Or is that a euphemism for something? I'm not up on all the slang the kids use these days. Like if I tell somebody they have a cute puppy, am I gonna get slapped? I mean, what is that? You have a literal cute puppy, is what you're saying. IRL. Oh yeah, my voices are awful, so be prepared. You're gonna want to manage your expectations there. Like, if you expect it to be good in any objective sense of good acting or good accents or good anything, then that's not gonna happen. But you can laugh at me, so there will be that. Tell them about your voices, and no, not just the ones in your head. You know, the funny thing is, you're joking, but that's actually true. I mean, it's been a long time since, but whatever, that's not the point here, right now. Okay, here we go. Merwald. He thought it was the god's wishes that we protect those lands. So he's a Glanfathan, obviously, and he's a very angry one. Let's see what happens next.
Little I knew.
He shrieks down, and is himself once more. He cradles his face in shaking hands. Alright, so he's back to being Merwald. I was accosted by spirits on my way here. What do they want?
No. No! Forgive me! Forgive me!
Good night again, Ingrid. Hopefully you can get to sleep. And sleep well. And have pleasant dreams of cute puppies. Merwood staggers backward, staring off at some imagined phantom. He covers his mouth with his hand, his breaths convulsing, his eyes red and exhausted. This guy's having a bad time. Well, thank you so much, Blue. Thank you. You are my hero. Yeah, getting sick. I hope you feel better tomorrow. Maybe it'll just be like a 24-hour thing. Let's hope so. You seem to have lost your mind.
Lost? No. Found more of it. Too much. Too much to bear. An awakening.
Yep, I called it. Do you remember when I called it? It was just a few minutes ago. Called it. Alof's eyes narrow as he looks at the old man. How could a simple awakening have driven you to this? Boom, I got lore too. I got this. You mean you remember your past lives?
Something reminds. Memories stirred. Memories before birth. Other bodies. Other times.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a little bit confusing.
Memory, personality, identity, any might resurface. Or all.
Oh, yeah, that's a problem. If it was just one, you know, at least you could deal with it. But if you got all kinds of past lives popping up, taking over your whole thing, and yeah, that's not good. It's not good. Do we have to kill this guy? Do we have to mercy kill this guy or what? And I seem to be having a conversation with several of them right now.
Ghosts of the mind. Meowald has lost control. Meowald's body no more.
He nods sheepish. The spirits I passed, what are they?
Spirits, and not spirits. Always whispering to Meowald, reminding him of his mistakes. No sleep. Watchers see memories before them, form them from the essence of their own souls. Once Meowald awakened, they could not make them leave. Gave them more form, not less.
Thanks again, Blue. Take care. Get well. Drink orange juice. It cures everything. Trust me. It's science. Thanks again. Have a good night. The spirits are memories from previous lives.
Troubled memories, angry memories, pulling Meowald back, reminding him his mistakes. Marauder and soldier, soldier and marauder, how could they know?
How do you tell a spirit from a memory?
Fragmented are memories, stuck in time, mindless, cruel, never far.
Why do these past lives still trouble
My
you?
fault. All my fault. Soldier and marauder. Soldier and marauder and Meowald. No forgiveness for what's past. No undoing what's done. No sleep. No sleep for the Watcher.
He looks at you baggy-eyed and lost. Yeah, I know how it is, man, when you can't sleep and, like, it just goes on and pretty soon you're all kinds of different personalities and you're going nuts and... Yeah, not being able to sleep is rough. So basically this guy's problem is insomnia, as I'm seeing it. If we could just get some, like, sleeping pills in this guy, we can solve all of this.
War there was all around. War of stone, war of tree.
War of stone, war of tree. Right? He's talking about two different wars fought back to back long time ago. The Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees. The usual conflicts between locals and settlers getting out of hand, both of them. Some folks are still mad about what one side did to the other. Yeah, we've read and or spoken to people about both of those wars at great length.
Death we brought to the settler men. We, the 9 claws. Claws of 9. Worse what we did to the women. For love of the gods. The gods' love. For their love.
I'm not a fan of the 9 claws. I don't know what they did to the woman, but there's pretty much no answer to that question that I would like. What kind of goofy ass gods, really, are you even talking about? I met one of your memory spirits. There was talk of raiding a village. My character's a little bit pissed right now, too. Merwat's voice becomes raspy, and he is somewhere else in place and time, speaking to someone unseen.
Hold her down. Head her. Give this hattie a bitch an air that belongs in Air Glodfath.
Wow. They really just went there. Holy shit. I have a lot less respect for the Glonfoths. I was pretty much on their side before. I was like, oh, they're just innocent, noble, indigenous people who are living their pure life, one with nature, and then these filthy European colonists came and started ruining everything, and so they had to rise up. But now, if they're going into villages and raping women, they no longer have my backing. I am no longer on their side. Fuck those hut dwellers. Oh, yeah. No wonder he's upset. His soul is marked by flame, and those marks will never heal. His trial has broken him, but better that than to live in weakness. Keep talking, I'm enjoying this. What the fuck? I really want to say this, but I think a character takes a moment, collects herself, takes a breath, remembers her own values, and then says this. Take your time. It's over now. It was long ago. Continue when you're ready.
The boy. The boy. The baby boy. The boy. Conceived in the raid. Conceived by force. Vessel for Marauder. Slain in the raid. Marauder and the boy. Marauder and soldier.
Take it easy, Necrocoil. Good night, sleep well, and thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the stream. Appreciate it. Okay, so there was a child that was the offspring of this terrible event. Vessel for Marauder. Vessel is the term they use in this game when there's a body that's a host to a spirit, like zombies and like undead that are like dead bodies possessed by spirits. They call vessels. So what the fuck? A baby conceived by the raider. What do you mean it was a vessel for him?
For the soul. A marauder's soul. Same soul. One soul. Boy's soul. Marauder's soul. Raised in lies and vengeance. Raised to soldier. Raised for the fire. Born for the fire.
Yeah, this does not sound like a good person to meet. Yeah, that was the mother, of course. I was just thinking that. The mother that we... yeah. So, she raised him to believe that her father was one of the villagers, and you know, he was killed by the raiders, but actually his father was one of the raiders that raped her and then was killed. And then his soul, the marauder, like actually like took over the body of the baby boy, and then he had to grow up with like both of their souls mixed. That's fucked up. I thought I had a rough childhood, but really, I had it pretty easy compared to all this. Raised for the fire?
You'll get no pity from me. The crimes of the Nine Claws clan in the last war are still unavenged. But the gods are just. They have led me here. In my father's name, every one of you will burn. Light it.
Merwalt straightens up, his voice deep. He speaks to some invisible thing. So now, this is no longer Merwalt talking, this is the angry presence within him talking. And this is the soldier. It's the soldier, right? Because it's not the Nine Claws Marauder. It's the one who's pissed and wants to avenge. So he's talking about the Marauder and the soldier, the Marauder and the soldier. This is the soldier that's just talking. In my father's name, every one of you burn. See, this is the boy. So the boy they're talking about, right? That was the child of the assaulted woman who was possessed by his father's soul as well as his own. He grew up and he became, quote, the soldier. And now he's talking and he thinks he's avenging his father when he doesn't actually know the truth about who his father actually was. So he's the commander, I guess, that we saw out there that was talking about burning stuff down, maybe? He looks off to his side as if at someone else standing nearby. Light it. God, wow, okay. This is no good. What, so he came back in his next life to burn his own clan? No wonder he's such a mess now. That'll stain you right down to your soul. Your soul's in this case. Merwalt's shoulders slump. He rocks back and forth, agitated. He mutters to himself, oblivious to your presence.
Soldier and marauder, lies and vengeance, and dead villages. All dead. All dead. What for? What for?
He looks at you. Yeah, this all sounds pretty shitty. I don't know.
How little we know.
I've seen apparitions like those elsewhere since I became a watcher. Tears well in Merwalt's eyes. Oh no, no, no. You too? You too. All at once, in spite of his abject misery, his expression changes to one of utmost sympathy. Poor woman, poor woman.
They
I knew there was something off about you when I met you. But this sounds serious. You're saying I'll end up like you.
So fragile, the Watcher's mind. So real, his memories. Once awakened, how can he sleep?
He pouts, as though holding his mouth closed so that the answer won't escape. At length, he nods. Yeah, this whole being a Watcher thing is really not a benefit. If I am awakened to a past life, how would that have happened?
You were reminded of it. Strong memories, lingering lives, they dwell near the surface, waiting to be remembered, waiting to take your mind for their own. Meerwald sat at his hearth and watched his fire, watched the wood burn. Then came the memory of another fire and burning wood and screams.
There must be some way to make these memories go away.
No, always there, always remembered. Can't forget, can't unsee.
I didn't just remember. Someone caused this. They wore masks and spoke of books and keys and a queen. There was a man there. He seemed familiar to me. Yeah, that creepy, weird man in the mask. I want to know more about him.
Keys of lead, books of burden, queens that were. Known to me are they, the leaden key.
Okay, I figured that the leaden key was who they had to be. And that's the same group that's after Kana that he told us about a little bit. And we've seen like one other reference to them somewhere, like in one of the books or something. But very little. They're very mysterious. Maybe he'll tell us more. The leaden key? It seems we share an enemy, Scrafina. Oh, wow. Totally not reading comprehension. I was like, who the fuck is Scrafina? And then I realized that I just didn't see. That's my character's name. It seems we share an enemy, Serafina. Assassins and Watcher Wakers both. They certainly keep busy. Epic fail there. Yeah, well, why don't we talk about this? What can you tell me about this leaden key?
Secrets, secrets, and deceptions, and schemes. Who knows their answers? Not they. Not they. Crossed them before. Hatred of Watchers, hatred and fear. Much we see. Threat to secrets.
Who is this queen they pray to?
Woodica, goddess, crown shattered and body burned. Binder of oaths and grudge holder. Bearer of justice, but whose?
Okay. A long time ago when we were talking about the leaden key before, or those rituals, I theorized that it might be her. That was the queen when we were reading about the gods. So apparently I was right again. She sounds like kind of a bullshit goddess, honestly. Like, I was reading some more about her, and it was like she believes all the other gods are supposed to bow down to her. Well, apparently, right, she used to be the ruler of all the gods. And then something happened, and she's not anymore. And I guess she's pissed about it. And that's what he means by crown shattered. right? She's no longer the queen of the gods. She's just, you know, like the ex-queen of the gods. Grudge holder, so she's pissed. If the leaden key caused my awakening, could they undo it?
Many secrets do they keep. Unawakened? Mayhap. Who else if not they?
Mewat's bushy white eyebrows edge upward. He begins muttering to himself. Just as you are about ready to repeat your question, he speaks. Now looks like I have to find out more about these people. Do you know where I might find the leaden key?
City of Defiance. Never far from the Queen.
Defiance Bay, then. Okay. I need to go so I can search for this man from the leaden key.
Sleep well. Sleep well.
Mewat nods at you with a look of understanding on his face.
Hold. I know your will die. Your actions were seen. You would sooner betray us to the Adir land thieves than take orders from me.
Before you turn to exit, he tilts his head forward. His eyes lock with yours, cold and dangerous, his voice gravelly. You're confusing me with someone from a past life.
Your betrayal is for nothing. Your warnings are lost on these foreigners, and their blood will be Gallowayne's tribute this night. I have asked the elders for the honor of claiming your head as my first trophy, and they have granted it. Beg for the Seeker God to grant you a quick death.
So, crazy old Glonfothin past soul just rose up and took over and apparently wants to kick my ass now. Well, this is gonna be fun. Great. What? Let me try something. Can I save right now? Yeah, I can. Good. Alright, what do we have? We have flame blights coming in. Small, wind blight, flame blight. Speaking of... I killed some flame blights before. That reflex. Their will's kind of low, though. That's good to know. And then him, and he's probably a can of whoop-ass, so... I'm inclined to try something. Well, there's nowhere to really run to. Like, I pretty much have to fight him right here. So, c'est la vie. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we're tired. And... oh, fuck. Okay. That's good. Well, let's think of a strategy here. Obviously, Adair needs to run in there and just, like, start kicking ass. I'm thinking everyone else should probably just back up some. Well, no, let's not issue blanket commands. Let's do everything one thing at a time here. Kana,
On your word.
where are you? He's right there. This is my character right in the front? No, no. No, no, no. You're coming back here.
On
Kana,
your word.
you... what are you wielding right now? You're... okay, you're in melee, no problem. You can just kind of... well, I don't know. Do that for right now. They're going to be running into... watch, this is going to be like yakety-sacked in a second. They're going to be trying to run, and they're going to be all up in each other's shit. Alright, Durance, how about you? Now you can do some... well, no, let's not start with that. Let's start with some serious stuff. Let's get a repulsing seal down, like, right away.
What is it?
Let's get a blinding shot on him.
Yes?
Let's go right for the chill fog. No messing about.
Eh?
It'd be funny to try to charm him, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I think it's gonna have to be... Actually, no, not Phantom Foes yet. Let's try this.
Yes?
What is it?
Okay, they all have orders.
Yes?
Then there is Kana, who can't really do anything cool until he builds up 3 chance. So he might as well just kind of... just move up and attack the first thing closest to us.
Huh?
And you're going for him with the knockdown, right? Let's see what happens. Okay, it misses. Of course it does.
What?
Did he cast this spell or what? Whoa. Chill fog went off. That's cool. Wow, we are already getting owned here. I don't even...
Following your lead.
This is a mess.
Eh?
Alright, so she's not engaged, so she can move back some.
Yes?
Hey,
Yes.
How may I help?
Eh?
Yo, the Flying Trout, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. I've just started the what's I think is going to be a really hard battle because this is like kind of a pretty big boss kind of dude. So I'm a little bit nervous about this. Let's get the Animat coming in here.
How may I help?
doing the job.
What is it?
I'm really gonna need you to do that now.
How may I help?
What is it?
Eh?
Yes?
Huh?
What? Following your lead.
What is it?
Ooh, he's paralyzed. Yes. That's good. That is really good.
Hey.
On your word.
Yes.
Aye?
Okay, that was nice.
Hey.
Yes?
Eh?
What is it?
Okay, this is actually going pretty well.
Yes?
Not even
Aye? Eh?
What is it?
Following your lead.
Did he cast the... Yeah, he did. Okay. Alright, I think we're just about to win this fight. Unless some nonsense happens.
Huh?
Ow. There is a change in the air of the keep. What was thick and suffocating feels to you somehow more breathable, as though yielding to a conquering invader. Merwad's body lies inert. You can feel his soul lingering there, uncertain. There is something unique about this soul in this place, a bond formed in decades of inhabitants and lordship that feels somehow palpable to you, as though even in death, the keep knows its former master, and the former master remembers his keep. In your mind's eye, the bond seems to you as a frayed rope, ghostly and alive, its frayed ends writhing like tide pool anemones, and you find that if you concentrate on it, you have the ability to manipulate its strands. Ah. Okay, I can repair the rope, binding his soul here as an eternal warden. I can sever the rope, letting him pass from the world. I can draw upon the energy of the rope itself, siphoning knowledge from the connection. Wow, that is a tough choice, isn't it? Don't really know what the implications of any of those things will be, but it seems like I don't know what to do. I feel like if I... Well, the third one seems like it's a really selfish thing to do and probably has bad consequences, so I'm not doing that. If I sever the rope, it seems like on the one hand that allows him to go and be at peace, but on the other hand we know that souls reincarnate in this world, which means he's going to come back, and then he may still have all the suffering and the problems of his past lives coming to haunt him, so he might have to go through all this shit again. Whereas if we bind his soul here as an eternal warden, we know that won't happen. He won't reincarnate. He won't be tormented by his past souls, and he might do some good. So I think I'm going to have to repair the rope. Repairing that rope. Yeah. The frayed pieces twist and fuse, and as the bond strengthens, the fibers become metal, and the rope becomes a chain. You watch as Merwald's soul recedes into the floor, melding with it, spreading thin across it until it is one with the entire place. A silent guardian. Wow, my character actually got maimed in that fight. If she gets hit one more time, she dies. Well, and then that's game over, I guess. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what just Merwald was not in any condition to answer questions when we found him. Adair will have to decide how to proceed from here. Merwald was too far gone to give us answers. We will have to navigate the ruins beneath the keep on our own. Merwald grew hostile after our conversation and suddenly attacked me. I had no choice but to kill him. I have gleaned what knowledge I could from his spirit, and it has shown me a vision of someplace far below, a secret chamber of some kind, near the bottom, connected to a circular room with a table shaped like the sun. He has given me much to think about. He suggested my soul had been awakened to past lives as his had. If Merwald is any indication, being a watcher with an awakened soul comes with a heavy price. He has directed me toward the City of Defiance, which seems as good a place as any to seek our members of the Leaden Key, the group which awoke this affliction within me. Okay, well, would have been nice to have gotten some more information from him, but no. Never far from the Queen. Merwald has told me that I might find the Leaden Key in the City of Defiance, never far from the Queen. It is there I must go if I'm to track down the man who triggered my awakening. And the Queen they're referring to is... Wodika, the goddess of justice, law, oaths, promises, rulership, vengeance, memory, and hierarchies. Depicted as an old noble woman bearing a broken crown upon her head, said to have been once ruled over the other gods, but has since been overthrown. That is the queen that the Leaden Key people serve or worship or whatever. They're probably trying to get her to be the queen of the gods again, I guess, and rule over everything. So... Merwald is dead, and what answers he provided me were short and cryptic. The steward in the Great Hall of Katnua appears to have been the only other sentient being in the fortress. She may be able to provide some guidance. That was the chair, the talking throne. You arrived at Katnua to find the place haunted by hostile spirits, its master's whereabouts unknown to the steward who watches over the keep. Merwald was in the dungeons of his own keep, hiding from spirits hallucinated by his own tortured mind. His soul was awakened to his past lives, and some irreconcilable conflict from long ago within him seemed to have driven him mad. He cautioned you that you may share his condition as well as his fate. However, he did also suggest that there may be a way to undo your awakening. He told you to seek out the Leaden Key, the group you saw before at the ruins, and to determine from them how to undo it. Merwald's body was taken over by a personality from one of his past lives, and you were forced to slay him. You bound his soul to the keep to remain there as a vigilant guardian. Alright, so now I think we're up to speed. We know what's going on. We were victorious. My character is maimed. Maimed. If she takes 1 point of damage, she dies forever. It's not good, being maimed.
I'll see what I can find.
And what about the loots? Oh, he had a grimoire. Okay. Aloth would like that. Primal wind. This whirling cloud of smoke and air flashes with occasional bursts of energy. Bunch of primal flames. Okay.
All right then.
Picked that lock, no probs. Just money in there. A worn book lies on the table, its pages filled with nonsensical scrawls. Okay, so he was pretty much just mad. You know, it'd be cool to have in this room a hidden thing. Just saying. The sickly, sweet smell of rot rises from this half-eaten fruit. Lovely. How about a trap? No trap? I'll take the money. I'll take the money. Cool. Well, that was victorious. I feel like you con with that older said.
I cannot wait that older said. I don't want to discuss it.
See? There's Aloth. Also awakened, obviously, because he's got his two personalities. I called that as soon as we met Aloth. Well, okay. This right here tells me I need to friggin' rest. Period. End of discussion right now. No messing around. Scouting. Camp. Also, I'm going to save the game. Then I'm going to camp. The easy mob down here is dead. Now for the hard one. Huh. He almost killed me. Oh, look at this! This little icon right here. I've never seen that before. It means they have something they want to say to me. All right, well let's chat a bit before we finish exploring this place. I always like to talk. Actually, wait your turn, Kana. I feel like I need to talk to Avdare first because Avdare scratches his head and smirks. Well, I guess talking to a crazy watcher is better than talking to no watcher at all. Well, that's true.
What's on your mind?
But then
It makes two of us.
What else though? Like,
What's on your mind?
What about your quest, dude? All right, fine. Oops.
Yes.
I'm gonna talk to everybody but Kana first. He tugs at his sleeves. Merwell urged you to seek out these leaden key agents in Defiance Bay, yes? If his condition is any warning, we should find them with all haste. Okay. So he did have something kind of new to say there.
What?
Oh god, Durance. Does something ail you? I had questions I wanted to ask you. The Insomniac? Yeah, I killed him. Well, he had a crazy personality that came out and took him over, and he decided he had to try to kill me. And so I had to set him straight on that.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Tell me about Magran. Oh, you know her. You must. He gives a bitter chuckle, then his tone evens out. She's a many-headed bitch. What is your view on Magran?
She's a goddess, as fickle as they come. And with all the failings you'd expect of an empress and a whore. Too many eyes, too many wants, too much to hold on to. That's the failing of a god. More aspects than words to describe her, like most of them. A god with many nations to oversee, only serves to spread herself too thin.
He frowns, scratches at his nose. Her clergy share the same failings. Although flame rarely crosses twice, so perhaps that is the only truth she embraces. Who knows? Gods get greedy. When it comes to fire, fire is a god's hunger. What are her aspects? Durance begins to count on his fingers, chanting it off. War transforms, fire consumes, trials purify. Warfare, fire, consuming, purification, and most of all, transforming. Trials as well, but all things are put to the test anyway. A trial can consume, purify, transform. They are all linked. though at its heart is the flame, and the flame is what matters. It is the source of all things. Guess they should have started with that, eh? Any fool around a campfire knows that. Without flames, fire, we would have made little progress in the dark. To hear some of the inner fires tell it around the hearth and bellows, even in the halls of Ashfall, you'd think that fire brought life to man, and that fire was Magran. Some of the older texts say she rubbed her hands together and they burst into flame, or another god shafted her like a poker. Okay. There are different perspectives on her, then? He grunts. Mine is only one sight among many. Durance frowns, pauses, then his eyes take on an eager gleam. But here's one. I can speak to how the losing side sees her, and that should tell you enough. Let me speak to what an Adiran sees. If I was from Eder, I could say something. And what does an Adiran see? The Adirans have a proper, polite translation for her. Excellence in war, tactical discipline. He snorts. That's why they lost the fucking colony, of course. They were properly still quoting that, while we had them bent across the decks. All their guns and cannons are fine, but useless when your staff is cracking light into their skulls, dispensing red gifts left and right. Durance's fists tighten. On his staff or just tighten in general? I'm confused. And he laughs. Adirans call that elevation. Divine awareness. Those words are as welcome as shit on one's boots, and that's all they took back with them while they were running. He shakes his head. A lesson learned at the wrong time. Almost feel a pain of sympathy for them. Almost. Lesson? What do you mean? The title of a god isn't knowing a god. Adhering to words rather than walking the path. Testing yourself in the heart of it. Walk until the words are stripped away and you feel it burning in your heart. That is the lesson. Juan Jose. Yeah, I don't know, but I just know that when I was talking to him before, a lot of the times he would tighten his hands on his staff. He would grip his staff tightly, like he did that a lot of times, so it's kind of a habit for him. Look, even his picture right there, like right in the bottom, you can see a little bit of hand gripping staff tightly. That Adiran politeness, that pretty adherence to the world of scripture as they saw it, that burned their ships, scarred them, kept them running throughout the Deerwood campaign. He snorts. Divine awareness. There's no true faith in waiting to be tested. The best in battle have already shit themselves plenty. Shit themselves until they're dry and can focus on the killing. Enough about the Magran. I have other questions.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
They will. Apparently, I have more to ask about Magran. Tell me about Magran. I fear you may not like the heat by the Fire Watcher, but if you can bear it, then I will tell you what I know. Does she have any allies?
Some. Shaped for hunt and war. Abidan the Golem. Galawain and his beasts. The latter keeps us honest and awake. The other makes the tools by which we punish those who are not.
Durance lets his free hand form a double grip on his staff. Okay. Alright, he's double fisting it. I'm familiar with Abaddon. Durant snorts. He's doing a lot of snorting now. Is that his new habit? He's moved on from tight staff gripping to snorting. Wouldn't have been surprised if you hadn't. More gods than weeds in a field, and those are only the ones of this lifetime. They come and go, but are always here at the same time. Abaddon used to look human. Durant grunts. Got killed, then built a new body for himself. Transformation. With Magran's help. Perhaps she needed her own blacksmith to tend the fires. If so, Abaddon serves it. Durant frowns and snorts and grips his staff tightly. He's a weapon, a tool, not a god in my mind. Still, the people of Deerwood, the cities especially, hold him dear, so be it. Although if the reward for hard work and craftsmanship is a body like his, I'll keep my blood and my cock and hips to thrust it with. The priest in my party just used the word cock. This is not your father's Baldur Gate. You also mentioned Galawain? Monster father, the great hound, and as for monsters, this world has quite a bit, and not just the ones on two legs. It's as if he's made monsters solely to hunt them, to remind men of their place. He's busy making more, I suspect. More monsters than sense. Variation upon variation. Ha! What do you mean? Ah, apparently if I'm an Orlan, I could... His aspects are a confusing bunch, and considering he respects reversals of fortune, especially in beasts, perhaps not so confusing. No reason why Magran and he share a bed in my eyes, even if he does believe in the trial. A filthy Orlan god in many ways, howling and mewling perhaps like they do. They can keep their beasts. I'll take fire and weapons any day. And my staff, and my cock, and my snorting. I wanted to ask you something else about the Magran. Stare too long into the fire, you might blind yourself, Watcher. He chuckles. That, and touching yourself might do... Okay, we're getting an excessive amount of veiled and unveiled references to masturbation from this man. I think he has an obsession. He's always grabbing his staff and stroking it and shit, and talking about his cock, and now he's talking about touching yourself. Listen, creepy old man priest guy. Don't let any little boys around Durance. Who are her enemies?
Before, when you asked about allies, well now, ally, enemy, that's a skin's edge of difference in history's eye. But there were enemies.
Durance laughs. The mirth leaves his face and he sneers. Aothis. Durance gives a cold grin. Nods. But we sorted that out. Then, Hylia and her queen's crown of feathers and birds. He sneers. Perhaps she claims to see the world from her perch. I hope she saw what happened to Aothis, and if she dares to walk upon an earth where such fire runs. Her temples of things of windows and twittering music. If a bird falls, know that it's a victory. Seeing another set of darting eyes from that feathered bitch die is a pleasure to me. I'm starting to suspect vaguely that Durance is not a huge fan of women He seems a little misogynistic. He uses words like bitch and whore a lot. I think he's deeply wounded and harbors a lot of deep-seated hatred and resentment toward females. Hopefully we can counsel him. We can work with him, you know, help him get through some of his issues. And you know, it's not too late, Durance. It's not too late for you to come to the light. Come to the light, buddy. You bear her a lot of rage.
She and her clergy offer shelter to the Eothasians since his death, his humiliation. She's next for me.
I wanted to ask you something else about Magran.
Gods, you are swelling with questions. One would think you were with child, or burning up inside.
Enough about Magran. I have other questions.
I suspect the answers will seed more questions.
Yeah, they probably will. Why is this still lit up? Tell me about Magran.
Are you a servant of Will? Let mysteries and questions remain with him, at least until the next time we need rest.
Okay, so that's his way of telling me to shut up. Okay, cool. The only one now is Kana, who actually wants to talk to me. It even says that right there. Kana wants to talk to you. And we will talk to Kana. But that's going to be in our next episode. My stream will continue momentarily. But that's the end of this episode of my Let's Play series. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity.